completion of the necessary requirements. Sir, I request you to confer the degree on them.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as chairperson of the Board of Governors of Indian Institute of Management, Bodh Gaya, and in recognition of your having successfully completed the necessary requirements, I confer on you the degree of Master of Business and Administration and charge you that in your life, by words and deed, you prove yourself worthy of it.
Thank you, sir. I am now announcing the names of the students of PGP batch 2016-18. I request the esteemed dignitaries on the dais to kindly come forward to do the honors, please. Swapnanil Das. Can we have a big round of applause, please? Jayant Dev. Sarat S. Rahul Patidar. Makadia Miraj. Uday Pratap Singh. Vorgis Josephine. Manukanda Pradeep Kumar. Saksham Parashar. Neves Saurabh Sanjay. Ashish Yadav. Shubham Saini. Malik Chitrans. Ankita Gaurav. Shushmita Payal, Sandeep Ranga, Dhananjay, Sachin Pandey, Sangvi Vitrak Bhupendra Kumar, Mohan Krishnakant V, Sir, I also have the honor to read the names of the students of PGP batch 2016-18 who are absent today but have successfully completed the necessary requirements, and they also be awarded the degree of Masters of Business Administration. The names are Morankar Tejas Raghunath, Avinash Kumar, Vanga Amulya Raj, Prashil Vachani, Nirmalya Bhattacharya, Vikash Kumar Verma, Shreya Chakravarti, S. Ajay Kumar, Mohan Kumar K, Karante Gyaneshwar Bhagwan, Jyotish V, Abhijit T. Cherian, Ashok A, Sumit Rajesh Patil, Vinay Kushwaha, Avinash Pandey, Prateek Kumar Sinha, Siddharth Agarwal, Naresh Kumar M, Ashish Best, Tirupati Kannan, Ashish Kumar Gangwar, Justin Deep, Saurabh Kumar Singh, Rinki Paliwal. Thank you, sir. All the students of PGP batch 2017-19 will now rise to take their degrees. I am now announcing the names of the students of PGP batch 2017-19. Akhil Prakash, Amit Garg, Amitabh Singh, Ashraf Ali, Bhaviska Pranav Kishore, Dashari Ravi Teja, Yalandula Akshay Kirit, Hemant Kumar Gupta, Hitesh Kumar, Kunal Bhadra, Masna Sai Bharat, Madhavi Siddhant Vasudev Rao, Mohammad Shareem, Udit Pathak, Nirmal Singh, B. Chandrapriyan, Parth Mishra, Piyush Tripathi, Ritesh Kumar, Pulkit Garg, Ritesh Kumar Thakur, Piyush Tripathi, Pulkit Garg, Ritesh Kumar Thakur, Rohit Yadav, Sai Prasad SN, Shashwat Arora, Sisir Raj Singh, Shivans Agarwal, Srikar JP, Vivek Jain, Vivek Kumar Ray, Vishwanath Pratap Singh Pegu, Sir, I also have the honor to read the names of the students of PGP batch 2017-19 who are absent today but have successfully completed the necessary requirements, and they may be awarded the degree of Masters of Business Administration. The names are Kshitiz Magre, Enath Sasikan Vichare, Pradipan N, Pranab Dawn, Rahul Mittal, S. Kranti Kumar, Shashank Korwal, Saurabh Agarwal, Vaibhav Pandey, and Vivek Nanasaheb Bitse. We will start with the award of the medals by the chief guest to the MBA students. May I now request the chief guest, Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian, to kindly award medals to the rank holders of both postgraduate program of 2016-18 and 2017-19. I also request Sri Uday Kotak, Chairperson BOG, and Dr. Vinita Sahai, Director IIM Board here, to kindly join in with the honors. The Chairman's Gold Medal for the first rank holder is awarded for securing the highest CGPA in the postgraduate program. And for the batch 2016-18, the Chairman's Gold Medal goes to Sachin Pandey. The Director's Gold Medal for the second round holder is awarded for securing the second highest CGPA in the postgraduate program. For the batch 2016-18, the Director's Gold Medal goes to Makadia Miraj. For the PGP batch 2016-18, I am Bodhya Gold Medal for the Best Student Award based on performance program goes to Dhananjay. Now we will proceed with awarding medals to the batch 2017-19. For the PGP batch 2017-19, the Chairman's Gold Medal for the first rank holder goes to Saurabh Agarwal in absentia. For the PGP batch 2017, the Director's Gold Medal for the second rank holder goes to Bhaviskar Pranav Kishore. For the PGP batch 2017-19, the Gold Medal for the Best Student Award based on academic contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman PGP. May I now take the to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian. Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian is the Chief Economic Advisor to the Government of India. He is one of the world's leading experts in banking, corporate governance and economic policy. In previous academic roles, Dr. Subramanian served as the finance faculty at the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, and the Goizueta Business School at Emory University in the United States. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Financial Economics from School of Business, University of Chicago. His PhD dissertation earned him the prestigious Ewing Marion Kaufman Foundation Dissertation Fellowship. He is an alumnus of the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, and the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. At the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, he was awarded Gold Medal and placed in the honor for being a top in the batch, and also received IIM Director's Gold Medal, IIM Director's Medal for Most Progressive Outlook to Management Problems. Dr. Committee is Reserve Bank of India. He has previously worked with JP Morgan Chase and ICICI Bank. As part of his corporate policy work, he has also served on the boards of Bandhan Bank and the National Institute of Bank Management. His research interests lie in the area of banking and monetary policy, innovation and entrepreneurship, law and finance, corporate governance and emerging markets. He has published in the world's leading journals including the Review of Financial Studies, the Journal of Financial Economics, the Journal of Financial and Quantitative Analysis, and the Journal of Law and Economics. May I now invite Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian to kindly address the students graduating at the IIM Bodhya Convocation 2019 with his convocation address. Let's give him a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
जाना पड़ेगा चलो पहला
Shri Uday Kotak, Chairman, Board of Governors, Dr. Vidita Sahai, Director, esteemed faculty, newly minted graduates, the Masters of Business Administration, and families and friends of these newly minted graduates. I must first acknowledge that I'm really privileged to be here, sharing my thoughts at the birth of this young institution, as the chairman Uday mentioned very rightly. So on this auspicious occasion, let me start with a simple prayer to the Lord of Obstacles, of removing obstacles, Vigneshwara. Ajam nirvikalpam nirakaramekam, Ajam nirvikalpam nirakaramekam, Niranandam advaitapurnam, Param nirgunam nirvishesham niriham, Parabrahmarupam Ganesham bhajema, Parabrahmarupam Ganesham bhajema, Parabrahmarupam Ganesham bhajema. With a lot of obstacles, Vigneshwara shower his blessings here and hereafter on this young institution, so that it could reach the glory that it is destined to get, given that it is in Bodh Gaya, the land of the enlightened. To start with, may I make a small request to the newly minted graduates. You wouldn't be here but for the sacrifices that your parents have made. So please rise up, turn around to your families and friends, face them, and say thank you by clapping for them. Thank you. Today is, of course, a red letter day in your history. You will remember this day, and I myself remember exactly 20 years back when I was on that side, Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia was on this side, and I was actually receiving that medal. So that day I cannot forget, and therefore I definitely can extrapolate and tell you that you will not forget this day either. I want to leave you with some thoughts about how to go about thinking about what you want to do in life and how should you approach it. Firstly, let me talk about what should you be focusing on. Imagine the following scenario. I'm going to give you two contrasting scenarios. Suppose you're going in the car of your pick, whatever, BMW, Mercedes, take your pick. Getting up, you're sitting in that car, but you're not that keen to get to work. Sitting inside that car, everybody from the outside is thinking, wow, this person should be so happy given that he's actually having all the pleasures of life. Contrast that, let's say you are going in a dilapidated bicycle. You're going to work, but you're really getting up in the morning, coded, wanting to get to work. Everybody on the outside thinks that, oh, such a loser, going in a dilapidated bicycle, but you are keen to get to work. You are happy. Which of those two scenarios actually makes you happy? Just keep that contrasting scenarios in mind as you think about what you want to do in life. It is really important finally to live your life on your own terms. That means living your life to be happy. And remember, we are in the land of the enlightened, and the enlightened actually said that none of the external sources, be it money, be it power, be it position, none of those can actually give you happiness if you do not have from within. And that is the urge that I want to leave you with, that try to actually work yourselves to be happy. That is really critical. Finally, that is the objective of all life. And in the process, do remember that money should actually be in the wallets of yours, should definitely be in the bank accounts, because money is convenient, not important. And And as graduates of this esteemed business institution, money should also be in the companies that you work for, in their balance sheets. You should work towards that. But money should not be in your minds, and money should definitely not be in your ways. Because if you're doing that, you will be putting the cart before the horse. Remember, your pursuit is of happiness, and happiness cannot come from money. There's research that actually has happened now in positive psychology in the United States. In the United States, the average median income is about between $45,000 to $50,000 per annum. What this research showed was that up until $70,000, if a person's income rises and the increase in that income adds to that person's happiness. But beyond $70,000, which is just about $15,000 to $20,000 more than the median, beyond that, any increase in the annual earning does not add to happiness at all. It only adds misery many times. This is an important piece of positive psychology, research in positive psychology, that you should keep in mind. Finally, it is about the pursuit of happiness. So go and look for what you find the intersection of what you enjoy and what you're good at. Because if you're not good at something, then you will get into a vicious loop. When you're not good at something, you may not feel like working that hard, and you may not get as much recognition for what you do, which may then affect your incentive to work hard, and you get into that vicious loop. On the other hand, if you enjoy something, and I say this from personal experience, having decided actually after a couple of years of corporate world, decided to go into a PhD. Ever since 2001, I can actually cross my heart and tell you that I've not had a single day when I've not looked forward to getting to work. Not a single day. So almost, counting 2 decades now, that's about 7,000 days. Among 7,000 days, I've not lived a single day when I've not looked forward to get to work, because I've chosen something that I really enjoy doing. And that is really critical. You look at what you enjoy doing and combine that with what you're good at, because then you create this virtuous loop. You're working hard because work does not seem like work. Work seems like fun. My son, who actually used to be a few years back when he was younger, he's now about 13, used to say, "Papa, why do you need to watch cricket? You have fun at work anyway. Why do you need to watch cricket?" So just keep that in mind. You should be having fun. Rahul Dravid, the famous cricketer, used to always say that, to be paid for doing something that I enjoyed seemed like a criminal, a crime, because I was taking something that I would enjoy doing anyway, then I would actually do it even if I did not get paid. And that's the part that you actually have to keep in mind, that try to do something that you enjoy and you're good at. That intersection is what will give you happiness. In searching for what you enjoy, also keep in mind another thumb rule that actually works very well for happiness. That the easiest way you can become unhappy are me, myself. Keep doing that, which is, what about me, what about myself, what about my family? You do that, trust me, take it as a guarantee. And if you want to put a bet, you can put a bet today. If you just focus on all these 3 things, you will become unhappy. The easiest way, if you want to actually become happier, is to try and expand your sphere of influence. Think about the following. All of us actually have concentric circles. We are the center. Our immediate family, our family members, parents, wives, spouses, etc. are the first concentric circle around us. Then very close friends, relatives, etc. the next concentric circle, and so on. If we concentrate only on that center, that's I, me, myself, or just that first concentric circle, the family, then that sphere of influence does not expand. You end up becoming very self-centered, and that, I guarantee you, will definitely not make you happy. So keep that Dhruv Tara, keep that pole star in mind about doing something for somebody. I think that really, and doing for the nation, I think is a worthy cause, definitely thinking about. That Dhruv Tara of doing things, especially if you can contribute to the national cause, I think you will derive happiness, of course, in that process, but you would have also, really, done very good work in the process. Now, once you've chosen what you want to do, how do you become good at it? And here what I want to leave you with is, try and learn from the successful people in any profession. The formula for success across any discipline, be it academics, be it the corporate world, be it music, be it sport, remains the same. There is actually what is sometimes called the 10,000 hour rule. That 10,000 hour rule works across professions. And I want to leave you guys are management graduates, you must have learned a lot of formulae in your classes. I want to leave you with a final formula. The number of successes in life is equal to the number of attempts you make multiplied by the probability of success given an attempt. Let me say it once more so that it actually goes into your memory right away. The number of successes in life is equal to the number of attempts you make times the probability of success given the attempt. Now it's a simple thing, therefore, if you make more attempts in life, even with the same probability of success, you will become more successful, isn't it? It's a simple formula. So one of the key ways of expanding, of being more successful is to increase the number of attempts. And here if you ask yourself, why do you not make attempts many times? Said another way, if you do not run a race, there is no way you can go and win that race. So you have to make an attempt first. And the one thing that really stops you from making attempts is the fear of failure. That fear of failure is what makes us balk at that attempt. And here's where I leave you with one of the key things that we teach you as finance. I know in finance, what do we teach you? Expected return is proportional to risk. If you do not take risk, then you cannot generate a higher return. Even in life, you have to be taking risks in trying to make attempts. Sometimes, especially the more far-reaching the goal, the fear of failure will be greater, but that's when you have to take the risk. I'll give you an example. One person that I'm really inspired by, a cricketer that actually inspires me a lot, is Rahul Dravid. How many of you have heard about him? Everybody. Okay. Of course, Sachin Tendulkar, is known so much for his successes and, infinitely talented, Sachin Tendulkar. Rahul Dravid, on the other hand, inspires me because he seems to be one among us. Good amount of talent, but really used that talent to really achieve the best he could, to become the best he could. And that is why someone like him is really an inspiration for us to latch on to. When Rahul Dravid retired, his wife wrote a very nice article in Cricinfo, where she was sharing that right from the age of 7, when Rahul was 7 years old, he's been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Imagine, from the age of 7, he's been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting ready to go to practice. And only at the age of about 40, when he had actually, retired, till that time he said, and I hope that tomorrow he does not get up at 4 o'clock and has his sleep. So over a period of almost 30 odd years, getting up in the morning, that is your sweat, that is your blood for actually success. Without making sacrifices like this, you do not achieve in life. Be it any profession, be it sport, be it music, be it any field, you have to be willing to put those hard yards. And that is why Rahul Dravid is a huge inspiration. I'll latch on to actually make this point. Let me give you an example from a research study that was done in Harvard University many years back. They did a simple experiment, and actually I think the experiment has quite a lot of value. What they did was they gave candy, in the US they call it marshmallows, just simple sugar candy. They gave those candy to kids who were between 8 to 10 years old. And what they did is, they actually said, if you do not eat this candy for the next 10 minutes, we will come and give you double the number of candy that you have. After having given them this bet, this promise, they actually withdrew and were observing from the background without the kids knowing what the kids were doing. Interestingly, the kids separated themselves into 3 groups. The first group, after a minute or so, said, I don't care for double the number of candies. Ate it. The second group wanted to wait for 10 minutes and actually get double the number of candy, but for some reason could not, after 6 minutes, 7 minutes, gave some form of excuse, saying, oh, they're just kidding, they're not going to give us double the candy, or some excuse, and ate it. A third group did not eat and waited for the 10 minutes and then got double the candy. The experiment in and itself was not as important as what the researchers did was they followed these kids over the next 20 years, 25 years and looked at their academic accomplishments and their professional accomplishments. And tell you what, those three groups actually separated in their accomplishments. The first group was found to not have ambition at all in life. The second group had ambition but did not have the work ethic to be able to delay their gratification. And this is critical, delaying gratification. The second group did not have that work ethic to delay the gratification, and that is why could not achieve as much. It's that third group which was successful in their studies, did really well, and did professionally as well, because the underlying principle for success is about delaying gratification. Think about it. When you are burning the midnight oil, when you are studying for exams, you are actually delaying that gratification. You're not having that gratification just at that point in time compared to someone who's going for a party. You are delaying the gratification that you will get from doing really well in the examination. And success is about essentially delaying gratification. That's the key. So if you keep in mind, work ethic is about being able to delay that gratification. That's the second aspect of effort that you have to keep in mind, really. The 10,000 hour rule, which is actually again something that I want to emphasize. Once you invest 10,000 hours in something, you become master at it. And that is about the optimal amount of time by which you actually become really masters at that subject. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. Whatever you choose to do it with the full commitment and do it over a period of time. Those of you who are from engineering would actually understand there's an important theorem in mathematics which is called the L'Hopital's rule, which is epsilon times infinity is a finite number. Epsilon times infinity is a finite number. What does that really mean for life? Boon boon se sagar hota hai. That's what epsilon times infinity is equal to finite number really means. That when you start accumulating those epsilons over small periods of time, over a long period, infinite periods, infinity is just actually maybe 1,000 days, accumulating that 10,000 rule, it becomes a finite number. Said differently, 1.01 raised to 70 is 2. 0.99 raised to 70 is half. Which means, if you become 1% better every week, 1% better every week, within 1.5 years you will be doubly as good. But if you let yourself slack, become 1% worse every week, in that same 1.5 year period, you will be half as good. That is the essence of epsilon times infinity is equal to a finite number, or boon boon se sagar bharta hai. This is a critical aspect of how you want to be. If you want to be successful, you have to accumulate those small epsilons over a good enough period of time for you to be able to become finitely good. That is the essence of effort that is really critical. The last aspect that I want to focus on, which is we do this oftentimes, we focus on outcomes. And you as the graduates of IIM both Gaya must remember one key principle that Gautam Buddha really is focused on. This word called sthit pragya. Pragya means wisdom. Sthit pragya means somebody who's residing in wisdom. So you should be aspiring to become sthit pragya, which means that neither success nor failure, neither riches nor penury really affects you internally. And that is really what internal happiness is about. And when you achieve what you have set out to achieve, when you have put in your best, then happiness comes to you definitely, and that equanimity will come. So do not focus on the outcome, focus on the process. Make sure you do your dharma very well, something that Uday and I talk a lot about. Make sure you follow your dharma very well. Success will come to you. Success will come to you. As Allama Iqbal said very nicely, खुद ही कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे, बोल तेरी रजा क्या है. Make yourself so good. खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे, बोल तेरी रजा क्या है. Raza, what is your wish? God Himself comes and asks you, tell me your wish, son. Tell me your wish, my dear daughter, and I'll grant it for you. That's what you have to build yourself, that internal capability, and that comes not from following outcomes, from following your dharma. The last bit of advice that I want to leave you with is, as Uday very nicely said, you are ambassadors of I Am Bodh Gaya. There's a very nice shloka in the Bhagavad Gita. By the way, when you get time, that's a very nice scripture that you should definitely try and read. This comes in chapter 3, shloka 21. Yat yat acharati shreshtatah tat tat evetaro janah sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartate. Yat yat acharati shreshtatah, acharan, behavior, shresht, you are the shresht. Graduates from an esteemed institution like here, you are the shresht. Yat yat acharati shreshtatah tat tat evetaro janah. Janah is basically people who are not as privileged as you. Sayat pramanam kurute, not the words you speak, but the deeds you do. Praman, the proof of by action that you give. Sayat pramanam kurute, lokas tat anuvartate. That is the behavior that others will actually look up to. And as you rise in life, as you will achieve higher and higher goals, higher and higher outcomes, and you rise higher in life, the responsibility of conducting yourself in such a way as you are indeed the ambassadors of this esteemed institution, that responsibility starts rising more and more, and do keep that in mind as you go. I wish you all the very best. May the Lord, may the power be with you. Always remember, keep coming back to Bodh Gaya, because this is the place where enlightenment happened. And I'm sure if you keep coming back here, enlightenment will happen to you as well. My very best wishes to all of you, and to the parents who actually made enormous sacrifices in seeing their wards do so well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, eminent chief guest, for the most motivating, thought-provoking and insightful convocation address. May I now request Shri Uday Kotak, Chairman, I Am Bodh Gaya, to felicitate the chief guest, Dr. Krishnamurti Subramanian, by presenting him with a token of our gratitude, please. Director, IIM Bodh Gaya, to felicitate Chairman, BOG, IIM Bodh Gaya, Shri Uday Kotak. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request... all of you to kindly stand up for the national anthem. Please keep standing till the convocation procession leaves the auditorium. अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
भारत माता की
जय। I thank all the dignitaries, guests and parents for gracing this event with your spacious presence, marking the occasion very memorable for the graduating student. I once again congratulate the families of the graduating students. All the dignitaries, guests, faculty members, staff, parents, students are requested to join for lunch outside. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.
तुम यहाँ कर रहे हो नहीं गया तो नहीं वहाँ चेंज क्या चेंज अरे वहाँ नहीं गया वहाँ चेंज सामने से बुला लो तो काका खिलावा में तो वही भी सुना देते वही बना तो है ना उधर बैंक उसको ना तो दौरा दौरी में गिरा चलो वहाँ देखो इसको हटा दो अभी उधर क्या हो रहा है हो जा दीजिए उधर से ले लो ना वहाँ क्या लगा थोड़ा कम करते हो ना गाड़ी लगा हुआ नहीं क्या बोलो दसवा हमारा समझा थी ले लो ना हाथ में वो काम खत्म हो लो दौड़ी कर तो बहुत बड़ा पूरा गया हम वाला कार में यहाँ पे विकास अंदर ही यहाँ पे आ गया
बुला भी लेता हूँ आप अपने हिसाब से तो मैंने सोचा मैं दे देता हूँ आपको अगर आपको पहले हो जाएगा आप हमसे ज़्यादा हाँ नहीं 15 20